conducted by Mrs. Tina Lasod. Ma'am is a TGT, Computer Science, with more than 12 years of experience in IT and AI. She is a proud recipient of IT Guru Award 2020. He specializes in programming, web, and software development and uses innovative project based methods to engage students. She mentors learners in IT competitions and leads the IT club, fostering creativity and future ready skills. We warmly welcome you, ma'am, and we are excited to gain practical insights into how prototypes can be developed to test and refine classroom innovations. I request you to kindly take over for the session on the topic prototyping learning intervention.
Thank you, Poonam ma'am, for introducing me so well. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, namaskar to everyone over here. And I'm Tina Lasod, as told by ma'am, from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Vidyashram Pratapnagar. I have this wonderful opportunity given by Sharma sir to present. While I was listening to others, I was feeling like I'm still new to, giving these kinds of presentations and interacting with all of you. But then there I am. I'll just present my screen to start with. Okay. Poonam ma'am, do let me know if the screen is visible
Yes,
now.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your screen is very much visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So far we have been listening about different kinds of insights from various speakers over there. And yesterday also we had a very wonderful session on design thinking given by my HOD only, my vice principal, Survi ma'am, where she talked a lot about design thinking. And I'm also here to present a part of it, which is called as prototyping learning intervention. So, the objectives of today's session is to understand how prototyping takes place. It will be experiencing it with the help of an example also, and then to reflect how we can improve our teaching strategies using these prototyping methods. During the session, we'll be working together to understand how prototypes will help us in different subjects. And finally, our aim is to, apply these kinds of prototypings in our regular teaching and learning processes and in our classroom challenges. I want this session to be a little interactive and others to, really do some chatting with me. So I'll be putting on questions to all of you, and I really look forward to get some, good responses from your side. So before I start talking about what all prototyping and design thinking is about, I'll start with a question only. So just a minute. Okay. So here is the question I would really wanted to ask everyone, and I would welcome your answers on the chat. If you redesign one thing in your classroom tomorrow, what would it be? You can also unmute yourself and talk to me, or you can put your messages in the chat box. Because this is something I want to start with as an ice-breaking session where I really need to get to know you all people, that what are your thoughts about this? Your messages are welcomed. Anyone? I can't see any messages over there.
Tina, ma'am, maybe the setting of the classroom, the way the benches are arranged.
Okay. That's a good thing. We keep on doing that, isn't it? Sometimes we keep changing, shifting our arrangements of the classroom to, get a better view for the students. That's a very wonderful idea. What else? I really want you all to be interactive because, see, I am not here. What I am going to present is nothing which you don't know. We are doing this in regular sessions in our classroom. So this is just that we are collaboratively understanding, okay, redesigning the, I got one message from Muskan ma'am, redesign the curriculum. Interesting, ma'am. I would like to know more about this from you, that what kind of a curriculum we really think about.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
I meant I would like to actually redesign or let's say reset the way we approach the very first 15-20 minutes of our classroom with the students. I would
Okay.
like to have a ice breaking session with them, just like you want to have with all of
Yes,
us.
yes, right
So that
now.
they can also interact and have fun with us. I remember I once played a game with them in the classroom, so they were very happy that it was actually to test their cognitive skills, how they recognize patterns. So we played that game in a pair, and
Okay.
the students really enjoyed the activity. So I realized that it should not always start with good morning students, let's
Right,
start with the attendance. It
right.
should rather start with the game,
Some
just to
interactive session should
right,
be there,
right.
right? That's a wonderful idea, ma'am. And
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
have very good, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving your response. And I have one more from Ravinder sir that whatever problem we had in previous class, I want to go for reflection. Okay, that is, I think, fine. So that is similar idea what Muskan ma'am was saying that we start our class not with the traditional ways we used to do previously, like we're wishing the teacher or we're settling down in the class, and rather at the very first moment we enter in the classroom, basically, we energize the students, we bring them to that mood that they understand or they expect or they know they are excited that we are not going to have any kind of traditional rote learning kind of a thing or a traditional method of teaching. Rather, this classroom is going to bring up something very innovative and creative for us for the day. So that is what is all design thinking is about. So it's a very learner centered approach we use in design thinking where we are trying to address the challenges and the teaching learning method in our classrooms using the creative innovative ideas. So that was the very reason I asked you this question before starting my session. And as we have learned about design thinking previously also, if we just map it according to the education's patterns, so this is how the entire flow goes. That we have today also we have talked about lot on empathy and sympathy. So understanding students' needs, challenges, then framing them down into clear statements, brainstorming what strategies can be used, and then finally, when we are well versed with what actually we want to do in the classroom, we start creating activities around them. That is basically what is prototyping. And then finally, it doesn't stop at prototyping because then we have to implement it in our classrooms, get the feedback, test the system, and then we get to know that what are the various areas where we again can have improvement, and then the cycle goes and goes and goes on. That is how it works. So I have to understand this particular cycle. We are also going to have similar kind of interactive activity today. I want again all of you to engage in that activity. So I have a question for all of you. What common learning challenges do your student face? So let us consider this phase as an empathize phase where we want to address the challenges which our students are facing. This is the first step before we even start prototyping something. So I welcome your answers on this. Any one common learning challenge you feel in your regular classroom teaching when you're doing, you understand your students and you know that this is something I really want to change in my classroom as per as the students are considered. Emotionally imbalanced, I got one. Time management schedule. Okay, that's really nice. I'm getting now lots of new messages. Questionnaire redesigning, and majorly we all are talking about emotional challenges, abstract understanding abstract concepts. Okay. Yes, that is there because lot of us, we face this rote learning and forcing them to know. Really, we generally, when I am teaching my class 10th, I'm a class teacher of class 10th, and the people over there, the students over there, they usually talk when we have a circle time or something like that. They do talk to me in that way that, ma'am, we are just being taught how to write answers, We never deal with the concepts, or we are not having any kind of interactive sessions. The only thing we are considered is that how to frame good answers. This is one complaint I always get from my students. Biological diagrams, social media distraction, learning gaps. Okay. Now I'm really feeling that, yes, you all are there with me, interacting with me, breaking the silence of the learners. That is what I have really done now, because from last two sessions I was not seeing many messages in the chat box, but there you are now, all of you. I am breaking the silence of learners. So yes, this is actually what happens at this phase. So once we have identified that what are the common learning challenges to the students, we move forward to the next step, where we have to define it in a very clear manner. See, right now we have talked about what generalized things were there. But when it comes to defining your problem exactly into one single sentence, that is done by a HMW question. How might we? We do not say that I have this problem, I have that problem. We all know how the problems are. We have talked about them in the chat box also. But now the question comes that how you're going to put it in
इधर
a
डाल दो ये
positive manner. And
बचा हुआ ना
we
इधर डाल दो
start with the question, how might we? So again, I want that whatever problems you just now discussed with me, chat box, just in one simple sentence, I welcome you all to put your problem starting with the question, how might we? Like for Ravinder sir, I can say that we can really put that question as how might we work upon with the tools and strategies which can break the silence of learners? Or how might we use our content books or maybe the environment of the classroom so that we fill in the learning gaps? Or how might we put up the biological diagrams in a way that students, connect with them, because biological diagrams are really tough to make and everybody is not good at drawing or something. So in when we were kids, there were certain various kinds of techniques that you may draw a two, and then from that two you make shape, and that two converts into a little duck. Or we are using a letter B, and then we are just making some slanting lines we are making, and that converts into someone's face. So that is another way how we can actually use different strategies. So one or two, I would like, I have told you two, three, that how might we, that is how you define the problem which we are just now empathize with the students. We have identified.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
And breaking the silence of the learners. For that only, I'm just giving the answer.
Okay.
We can go for different types of group activities in the classroom, and where we can just make the groups, and we can give the freedom that what type of prototype they want to design, and what type of activity they want to do. In this way, I think if we give the freedom to them, at
Yes, sir.
least they will discuss the thing with their friends.
So
And
basically, yes, I got your point that you want the students to put into their inputs on how they want the class to be conducted.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
At least for one or two, one day, I think within a week we can do this activity. I think so.
This goes under the strategy of flipped classrooms, as far as I know the term we
Yes, ma'am.
use. Yes, this is a
Flipped classroom.
yes, flipped classroom strategy. That's really nice, sir. A nice suggestion.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. And Sharmila ma'am has written mnemonics, mind mapping can be used for abstract concepts. Yes, ma'am, definitely they can be used. So I'm getting good answers over here. And then we move to the next part of it. I'm so sorry. Okay. Once we have defined that what exactly our problem is and how might we need to move forward in solving that kind of a problem, the next part comes over here is ideate. As sir was telling, that we can take these ideation ideas from the students itself, they can also provide. And if not students, we as teachers, because when we are talking of prototyping, it is a collaborative effort of teachers before moving it, before implementing it into the actual classroom situation. We need to sit together and decide that what kind of strategies, what kind of tools, what kind of fun activities will be really helpful, and that to subject wise, topic wise, which can help students to, love your classroom. So, one or two problems, as you said, breaking the silence, learning gaps. I really want you to take this one step more forward and ideate and give me one or two solutions in the form of ideation, which are fun, simple, creative to your HMW question. I would like to welcome that before we move on. And it's not necessary that you have to type it over here. You can always talk to me. I don't want this session to be me just speaking and speaking and others are listening quietly. That won't look good. And that won't be fruitful also. Anything which come ups in your mind regarding to whatever problems you had put before, that ma'am, this can be done, this is one creative idea, this is something I always wanted to do in my classroom, but never thought about it or never discussed about it, your ideas are welcomed. At least one, because it doesn't feel good if you're not interactive enough. And then the whole idea of putting up this presentation doesn't go well, because we are here to discuss. I'm not here to, teach you something. We all are teachers. We know all the strategies. We know all the things. We are doing them in the classroom every day. But we want to just share our ideas with each other. Maybe you have some interesting things which we are not knowing. So, any one of you. One ideation I need, because then we will be moving on to prototyping, and we will be thinking, we will be actually sitting and deciding that what kind of a prototypes can be created for that. Let us talk about this only, that we were talking about the learning gaps and breaking the silence of the learners. And as Sharmila ma'am said, that mind mapping can be used for abstract concepts. This can be taken as an idea if I move forward with that. And okay, group discussions or activities to make studying or learning creative and interesting. Okay. Yes, Daya sir, please. I really would appreciate more of the people talking to me rather just, me only one-sided talking to everyone. Please
Thank
unmute
you.
yourself and please.
श्योर मैम, थैंक यू,
Okay.
नमस्ते एवरीवन।
Now,
अभी जैसे कि मैं क्लास 9th 10th को भी पढ़ाती हूँ, तो क्लास 10th में हिंदी में हमारे
जी,
पास एक कविता है, पर्वत प्रदेश में पावस। तो
अच्छा।
ये जो कविता है, ये बेसिकली पर्वतीय क्षेत्र में किस तरह से वर्षा ऋतु में उसके रूप में किस तरह से पल पल में जो प्रकृति अपना वेश बदलती है, उसके बारे में है। मैंने हमेशा सोचा है कि जब भी कभी बारिश का या कुछ इस तरीके का मौसम हो, तो मैं जरूर अपने बच्चों को ग्राउंड में लेकर जाऊं और वहां पर मैं ये कविता को जरूर पढ़ाऊं। लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली मुझे कभी ऐसा मौका मिला नहीं है कि उस पर्टिकुलर समय में मैं उन्हें वहां पर ले जाकर इसको पढ़ा सकूं।
मैम,
मुझे
आज
ये
मौका था आपके पास। आज पूरे दिन सुबह से पता है जयपुर में बारिश हो रही है।
बट अभी हमारे सिलेबस ये में हम इसे कवर कर चुके हैं, बट श्योरली नेक्स्ट ईयर डेफिनेटली आई वुड
इट्स अ
इनकलकेट दिस थिंग इन।
वंडरफुल आइडिया। मतलब ये
यस।
सोचना भी कि हम बच्चों को उस क्लासरूम सिचुएशन से निकाल के और इस तरीके से किसी कविता को इतने प्यारे तरीके से समझा सकते हैं, ये तो मैम सच में इट्स अ वंडरफुल आइडिया
जी
एंड
मैम।
अमेजिंग। थैंक यू
थैंक
सो
यू।
मच मैम फॉर शेयरिंग सच अ वंडरफुल आइडिया विद मी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम।
Okay, I have something from Akanksha ma'am also, that we can use some important terms in jumble form. Okay, and unjumbled in. It's a very good idea. It works very much with the primary students. They love this concept of jumbled words and they are very excited about it. And yes, storytelling is another idea which we can use to make the classroom teaching interactive and innovative. Okay. Now, when I talk forward So learning intervention is exactly, if we go by this term learning intervention, once we have done the ideations that, okay, this is the problem, and we have defined it, we have find out certain strategies that how we are going to solve that problem, there comes in the learning interventions, that exactly what kind of tools and what kind of assessments, or maybe what kind of practices you're going to use. Like I have just shown here, if we have to teach fractions in mathematics, so it's not necessary that you always take it in the similar way. We can have a game form of a setup over there, or it's not necessary, as we were talking about the flipped classroom. So if it is not only flipped classroom, a teacher can sit by and give chance to students, for the peer-to-peer learning, or maybe we use some digital tool, because when we talk of especially social science now, the subject has become so much interesting. If I talk about my times personally, no offense to any social science teacher over there, but I used to find social science very very boring. मतलब वो है ना, हिस्ट्री की किताब खोलते ही मुझे नींद आ जाया करती थी. That was the time when I was in the school. But when I look around in today's era, when I'm seeing my social science teachers working with the students and with the use of digital tools over there, they have entirely changed the concept of social science. And history अब ना boring नहीं लगता. History कहीं ऐसा नहीं लगता. It all feels like you're watching a movie or you're listening to some story. So it has changed into that. So these are all basically the experiments in the teaching which will help us to, solve a problem in a very fun way. Idea is to make students comfortable. उनको ये नहीं लगना चाहिए कि यार ठीक है, क्लासरूम में टीचर आ गई, अब ये किताब खोलेगी, अब ये हमें चैप्टर पढ़ाएंगी, इट वुड बी सो बोरिंग. वो एक एक स्टूडेंट का एंगेजमेंट लेकर आना क्लासरूम के अंदर, दैट इज आवर बिगेस्ट टास्क टू डू. Ravinder sir has again given me some more insights that yes, mathematics walo ke paas na, they have lots and lots of things. Actually, every subject has. But playing cards, dice to teach probability, that is a very wonderful idea, sir. And simple experiments can be arranged. I remember we were having this one of the staff meeting in our school with the teachers only. And there we had to present the lesson plans subject wise, कि हम बच्चों को किस तरह पढ़ाएं या किस तरह समझाएं. So I remember I'll mention one of my physics teacher. He just brought that his phone in the meeting, और उन्होंने हमको है ना इसका यहाँ का टॉर्च का लाइट जला के, and he showed us that how this light is refracted or reflected in different ranges, कि अगर आप अपने हाथ को इतना दूर रखोगे, how this light is getting blocked. So his ways of explaining that कि आप छोटे से छोटे concept को भी किस तरह से, scattering of light को आप किस तरीके से समझा सकते हो, all those techniques were there in that particular session. Even I'm getting more now. Now you are getting into it now. And now I can see that you're getting interested into this flashcards for Hindi, grammar, synonyms, antonyms. And especially when we talk of the smaller kids, उनका अटेंशन ग्रैब करने के लिए डेफिनेटली हमें बहुत सारे टूल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. एंड then only they also really enjoy, and then only we also enjoy. When we are walking out of the classroom, we should have that bliss that yes, today's session was something that my children, every one of them has got something from me as a teacher. So that is there. And when we talk of prototyping, so it is basically when you have decided and when you have done all the research work, you have shared it with your teachers, you have shared it with your students. Prototyping is actually creating that trial version of your solution. Like maybe you create a worksheet, or maybe you make a role play, you design a very fun-loving game, or you just simply show a presentation, infographics. Up basically, you are trying to put up a particular tool for a particular topic, maybe, or a particular chapter, and that is how it works. So this is now the last step of the activity which we were going into. that how do we put design thinking into classroom? The last step to that was finally reaching to the prototype. So the problems which we discussed, the ideation which we had, you have already given me so many answers over there. And we have, got many prototypes from your side, that we can use simple experiments, we can use playing cards, we can use flashcards. Any more suggestions or any more options of all the problems we had discussed, that you can give me a quick version of your idea in any form, that what kind of a prototype you would like to use in your classrooms? We have discussed many of them. And I think now, by now, you have understood also that what exactly prototype means. When we, in my subject, when I talk artificial intelligence, हमारे लिए prototype एक running model होता है, and we do not make just one of the prototype. There are, multiple solutions to a single problem. And then we try to analyze that different models which we are making for a particular solution to achieve, what can be the best suited according to your own classroom situations. So it is possible that you have a same problem in the same class. Let's say class 10, two of the classroom has same problem of attention span, that students are not concentrating enough when the subject teaching is going on. So both the classrooms, both the sections for the same problem can have different kind of prototypes. It is possible that one of the classroom gets settled with some, worksheet, because the students over there, they like doing the written work. And another classroom is the students are so hyperactive that they do not like sitting at one place or writing. As ma'am suggested कि कभी किसी दिन मौका मिला तो वो पोएम सुनाने के लिए जरूर उन्हें बरसात में लेकर जाएंगी. So that is a wonderful idea over there, that this is again a kind of a prototype which can be used. I got one more: virtual lab, meditation practice. That's a wonderful idea again. And these kinds of prototypes can be used very often in your classrooms. Okay. Now, coming to next, I also designed a prototype, and I'm just giving you a demonstration of that how actually you can use some interactive tools or techniques into your classroom teaching and learning processes. I wanted to do this using Kahoot first, but then somehow I had some challenges over there and I could not bring it to the presentation part. So I've just made simple slides over there. Now, what this demonstration is going to tell you, the problem identified over here is students memorize biological facts, but they quickly forget them. So it happens in many of the subjects, as a chemistry, maybe if we talk about, then if there is a periodic table, they just start creating some formula and they just try to, rote learn, but then they do not remember it for a longer time. And our goal is to make this learning more engaging, more memorable. The memory is very important, because if they'll just cram it up, it's possible that for a longer period of time they are not going to remember them. But if we create some kind of a situation, or we make some memory out of that topic, it is possible that student is going to retain that particular fact or particular topic for a longer period of time. So our goal is that. Then the idea is to turn biological. So this is the prototyping we are doing. We are turning the biological facts into a puzzle-based escape room challenge. So I think you all must be familiar of escape room. You must have seen them in, these shopping malls, or you have game zones. There you have these kinds of escape rooms. They are very much famous on social media also. What they do is, in certain, there is a certain type of a room in which you lock all the people. Now, when they have to come out of their room, they have to solve some puzzles, and those puzzles, they contain the clues for the next room. And in that way, they one by one clear all the rooms and finally come out of that escape room challenge. So that idea has been taken for the biological facts, that how we can teach our students biological facts in that puzzle based way. And here the prototype which I have taken is a quiz on human body. So, before I start this quiz with all of you, we all will be participating in this quiz. I'll tell you that it has 5 questions which you need to answer. You can do them either by unmuting yourself or you can write it on the chat box as well. And one important thing which you need to remember over here is because we are talking of an escape room challenge, every question asked is a clue to open the final room, that is the final question, will be open only when all the 5 questions are answered and you catch that clue. So the clue over here in this particular quiz is that whatever answer you're giving to the question, the first letter of that answer, please remember that because you will be requiring that for the last room escape challenge. So are we all ready for the quiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there we go for biology escape rooms. Solve the given puzzles to find your way to of escaping the room and see each answer carries a clue to solve the final riddle and escape. So we go with the first one. Which part of your body gives shape, support, and protect organs? You may write the answers in the chat box or you can speak up by unmuting. Okay, that's very right, sir. So the correct answer is bones. We'll be taking the correct answer. Skeleton system is absolutely correct, but we will be taking the answer bones here, and I'm giving you that hint why we are taking bones. You know that. Okay, moving on to the second riddle. Shall we? I need a yes from all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. We are moving on the next riddle. Remember bones. So riddle 2 says, which part of cell is called control center? I think the science teacher will be more apt to it. Okay. Yes, we're getting the answers. Ma'am, cell. We are talking, Suman ma'am, we are talking about a very particular small cell. Yes. Yes. Yeah, now that I'm getting the correct answers. Absolutely, the answer is nucleus. And remember nucleus. You know the game. Moving on to the third one, shall we? There's no excitement in playing the quiz,
Yes, ma'am.
shall
Yes,
we?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is how you need to engage your students also. You should know they are there. Okay. Riddle number 3 says, what are the red cells in blood called? Okay, I'm getting some answers. Correct, Madhu ma'am, Poonam ma'am, very nice. Now you're getting into the game. That's correct. Absolutely correct. I remember that. And now we are moving on to the next one. So, riddle number 4. Which organs absorb nutrients from food? Oh, ma'am, Poonam ma'am, you were so fast. Okay. So that's the trick. See, this time I'm not going to tell you the correct one. Some brainstorming need to be done there. All the answers are correct though, but then there is a twist in this answer. You need to be very careful about it. Fine. Yeah. Poonam ma'am, you're teaching science. I think you're a science teacher. Villi and all. Nice. Right. But see, Villi is not the correct answer. I'll give you a hint over there. The correct answer is already there in the chat box. No, sir, Villi. Don't go to Villi. Villi is not the correct answer. The correct answer is the other one, which is there on the chat box. I'm not going to tell that. You have to figure it out. Okay. The last question we are going on to. After that, we will be having our escape room exit coming up over there. So the last riddle is, which blood group is known as universal recipient?
AB.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Universal recipient. Okay. So now you have got all the 5 riddles with you, and I hope you all remember the answers And you also remember that I told you when we have to open the final escape room, we will be requiring the first letter of each answer. And here comes the last one. Take the first letter of every answer, unscramble because it's not in the order, and tell me the answer of this. I'm the boss of the bottle.
Plain.
That was very fast. Okay. So this is how we can build up different kinds of prototypes for students. And with time, they really get excited. Okay, Amne, while we were taking up this quiz, we have taken so many concepts of biology over there and explained them in such a easy way. And what happens is, if you teach them this in a normal, traditional way, they will be having a tendency that they forget. But when you do it in a form of a quiz where they are involved, they are excited, they are trying to, sort it out, solve it out, it will stay in their memory for a longer time. And that is the whole idea of creating prototypes. And many of these kinds of prototypes can be created. There can be other ways. I took quiz. You can take any other, you can make a role play, or you can just share some video with them, or any other kind of a way where they get actually involved and interacted with the session. As you all initially, you all were not replying to me, and gradually when the quiz took the turns and the riddle started coming over, I got many of the messages, responses in the chat box. So if we as teacher, I can bring up your attention to this. They are kids, they are more softer to this, and they will really love and they'll really enjoy these kinds of prototypes over there. So I hope I've given you a good demonstration of that. And finally, see, if all of you have said that it's brain, congratulations, you have successfully escaped from the escape room. Congratulations to all. So if I come to, really, if we talk about what have we learned from this prototype, these are the three questions I want you to answer as a feedback. What did you really enjoy with this kind of a prototype? First, let us talk about what did you enjoy?
It was very engaging, ma'am, and exciting also.
Okay. Engaging, exciting, then it turned your brains. You had to do brainstorming, you had to
Definitely.
use your, yes,
Brainstorming
problem
session.
solving skills. That's very true. The quiz itself was interesting. Were you looking on to that what next the ma'am is going to ask, or what the
Of
next
course, of
question
course.
will
A
come
lot
on
of
the table?
Ma'am,
involvement was there.
Curiosity, exactly.
Yeah.
That was there.
it
And
actually pushed us to answer your questions first.
yes. And sometimes we get that competitive spirit also,
And
Right.
that happens in Kahoot. I really miss that tool. I would have used that. वहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, you get a ranking. So you are very fast that, okay, I have to come on the first rank. I need to answer first. So that competitive spirit, and जो बच्चा सो रहा होगा ना क्लास में, वो भी आ जाएगा, वो भी involve हो जाएगा.
True. Very true.
Right. Now, the next question is, see, enjoying part is okay. What was confusing? Sometimes it happens that every child cannot mark up to we are adults, we are teachers, we know, and the questions were very simple for our level. But if we think of this was a class 8th level quiz of biology. So if we talk about students, what do you think can be confusing for them in such kind of quiz? Was there, think like a child, like a eighth grader, what was confusing? Maybe the terms, a few answers in hurry wrong. Yes, that can happen. वो जल्दबाजी रहती है, मैं पहले तो even in spite knowing the answer you may go wrong. Like अभी वो हुआ था ना, we were saying that small intestine, अब उसमें small intestine में अगर आपने S ले लिया होता तो you could have not reached to brain. So that was only intestine, or maybe we went to villi also, so that again would have gone to a very wrong place. So that was there. And when we talk of confusions, yes, there may be a problem of not understanding or not comprehending the question very well. How could this be improved? What do you think? If you give me a feedback that I presented a quiz in front of you, what suggestions you give me to improve it? I'll give you the answers for this also. The next slide is on that only, but I want answers from you. How
Ma'am,
could this
actually,
be improved?
we usually do this kind of very engaging activity
Yes,
where we children get enough time for the brainstorming session, like for the word puzzles, like the
right,
new whatever the terms we introduce in the class, especially for and with the pictures. Like
right.
I have been doing this for the surface landforms when we teach and they'll come to know about the various surface landforms, which are a little tongue twisting for them. So
Okay,
we mention those words like clouds, the words would be there. At the same time, the word puzzle would be there. So they would be
okay.
getting the help from the help boxes, and I think that would make them to understand, and they would be getting the help from the help boxes also.
Right. So basically, it's like you want that improvisation can be where we can have little visual part also.
Yeah, visual
Apart
part.
from the text part,
Yeah,
there can be more of pictures and identification of pictures.
the help
Very true,
boxes
ma'am.
also
Very
would be
true.
there.
Yes, yes. You're going on the right track. So these are the certain answers I had brought for you. And you match them. That is what we have discussed right now, that we enjoyed teamwork, we enjoyed quizzing, we enjoyed puzzle solving. Too many clues can be confusing, and then see that visual part is there, clearer rules, more visuals, more pictures, and that is there in prototyping. So this is the beauty of prototyping. When we sit together, when we are talking about it, certain ideas come up from each and every one of us. That was the reason, that I did not want to talk more and more. I wanted your answers to come, and that would help each of us to collaborate and bring up more beautiful prototypes rather than having only one brain to be used. So this is how co-creating helps in our interventions. It brings about multiple perspectives, encourage teamwork and ownership, produces more creative solutions because, we all are filled up with ideas. That is there. So that is how prototyping works, and that is how design thinking works. I hope this demonstration and everything must have explained it to you in a very subtle and creative way, and you enjoyed this session a lot. I hope that, and that is all from me. And any questions, whatever you need to ask, I'm there to answer. Now, you have been a very interactive audience. So I'll just stop sharing. Mm, Still waiting for any one of you who needs to talk about or share your experience. I would also welcome if you have used any kind of prototype in your class. You can share it with us. We'll also try to, use it in our classrooms. You have done something very innovative. Any one of you? Okay. Thank you so much to everyone for patiently listening me, engaging with me, interacting with me. I really loved it. As I told you that I'm very new to, these kinds of sessions and presentations. So I too really enjoyed it. Over to you, Poonam ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing such valuable approaches to classroom design interventions. We really enjoyed the riddle part. And as you said, as teachers, we need to learn to bring in interest for the subject amongst the learners. Thank you
Very
so
true,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, to formally extend our gratitude for today's sessions, I now invite Ms. Rabani from Bhavan Vidyalaya Chandigarh to deliver. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to extend the vote of thanks as we bring the second day of our teacher transformation workshop on teachers as design scientists to a close. We owe our deepest gratitude to Dr. Anil Sharma, Regional Education Officer, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Delhi Kendra, whose vision and constant encouragement continue to inspire us to reflect, innovate, and grow as educators. Thank you so much, sir. A heartfelt thanks to the first speaker of the day, Dr. Jyoti Devrishi, Mehta Vidyalaya, Delhi, by showing us how to step into the world of our students to visualize what they say, think, do, and feel. Ma'am has given us a powerful tool to create classrooms that are not only inclusive, but also deeply humane. Thank you, ma'am, for this invaluable perspective. We thank Professor Nabeen Thakur, St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, for his session on action research and practitioner inquiry. Sir has led us through a clear step-by-step approach to action research and helped us recognize that teachers are not only facilitators but also researchers capable of designing small but impactful studies to address the challenges of their classrooms. We are equally grateful to our third speaker, Ms. Tina Lasod, BVB Vidyashram, Pratapnagar, Jaipur. Her practical guidance on prototyping learning interventions gave us the tools to transform ideas into meaningful actions. By demonstrating how ideas can be tested, refined, and implemented, ma'am has reminded us that innovation is not abstract, it is built step by step through thoughtful design and experimentation in the classroom. To all the participants, your enthusiasm, thoughtful engagement, and active involvement have made today's session truly collaborative and fruitful. And finally, to the organizing team whose dedication and behind the scene efforts ensured the smooth flow of every session, we extend our sincere appreciation. As we conclude, let us carry forward the spirit of empathy, inquiry, and innovation that has defined our learning today. With renewed inspiration, we look forward to tomorrow's sessions with the same energy and commitment. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Poonam ma'am.
Thank you, Rabani ma'am. May I now request everyone to kindly join their hands for the Shanti part as we conclude today's program. Peace and blessings of the Almighty.
ॐ द्यौ शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्ति
As we conclude day 2 of our workshop, may I kindly request all the participants to turn on their cameras for a group photograph. Also, please don't forget to fill in the attendance cum feedback form for today's session. The link has already been shared in the chat box by Deepika ma'am. Thank you once again for your active participation, and we look forward to welcoming you all to day 3 of this workshop. Thank you so much, Anil Sharma sir.
Just one or two things I want to tell.
Yes, sir.
Number one is that YouTube sessions are there about the 3 sessions we have already uploaded, and the link is there in the classroom and also in your WhatsApp group. Number one. And number two is that there are many who are not joined this classroom group, Google Classroom. So whatever material is there, it is uploaded there. It may be in the form of YouTube, a link. It may be in the form of some scriptures. So that make it a point to see that you should join and get the benefit. And third, very important thing is that you all are requested to think of one problem, one tagline that the project you have to make in the next 3 months. So everybody has to make one project. The project can be on any lines. That is, we have discussed so many things till now. It can be the psychological project. dealing with the empathy and empathy. It can be action research project. It can be the earlier we have discussed about the design, can be about the prototype, it can be anything. So many, I mean, themes are given to you. So today, your homework is that you have to select one project for you on which you will work for the 3 months. And second is, tell us something about this project, because on the fourth day, on the last of third day or fourth day, you have to present your project individually, not in the group. You have to project yourself that what you are projecting, what is your project, and how will you go for this project in the next 3 months. And after 3 months, again, we will share the same platform to discuss how the projects you have done. Am I clear to you all? बहुत मुश्किल लग रहा है क्या? Your
Yes,
voice
sir.
is not
Yes,
coming.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I made you a serious one? Okay, all the best. Thank you very much for joining.